State Park in Houston, Texas. Fox Sports Houston brings you Houston Astros baseball. Tonight it's the rubber game of this three-game series. Who's going to win it? The Houston Astros or the Cincinnati Reds? Good evening, everybody. Bill Brown and Jim Deshaies. We've seen good pitching in the series, and the grand slam from Renteria last night as the Reds tied it. And now the rubber game tonight, JD.
An intriguing pitching matchup for you. Jordan Lyles for the Astros, of course, just 20 years of age. Still looking for his first start and turn the clock back a few years. Dontrell Willis making his major league debut at the age of 21 back in 2003. He got off to a great start, 8-1, 2.13 ERA. Rookie of the year that year, 22-game winner in 2005. But recently things have not gone well for Dontrell, trying to reestablish himself here in the big leagues. Jordan Lyles just keeps plugging along, really threw the ball well last time against Milwaukee, but still winless.
The Astros took the opener in the 10th. The Reds won it last night. And now the rubber game of the series. Jose Altuve versus Brandon Phillips. J.D. Martinez in the 3 spot in the order. We'll be back to see this game in just a moment. Over the weekend, tomorrow an off day, so tonight it's Cincinnati and Houston with another series coming up in Cincinnati in September. These two teams are playing 15 times this year. This is game number 12, and the Reds have won 7 of the first 11. Jordan Lyles is warming up. Here's the lineup card as Dusty Baker has filled it out for this game tonight. For the Reds, 54 and 56. He goes with Drew Stubbs in center field, Edgar Renteria at shortstop, Joey Votto at first base, Brandon Phillips at second base, Jay Bruce in right field, Fred Lewis in left, Ramon Hernandez is the catcher, the third sacker is Todd Frazier, Dontrell Willis is on the mound.
Jordan Lyles trots out there for the 12th time in pursuit of his first major league win. Last time certainly pitched well enough. 6 innings, 6 hits, a couple of runs, walked nobody, struck out 3 against a very potent Milwaukee Brewer lineup, but Randy Wolf was on his A game that day, and the Astros got beat for zip. Take a look now at the Reds, or the Astros, defensively. J.D. Martinez, Jason Bourgeois, Jason Michaels cover the outfield. Paredes, Barmas, Altuve, Lee, around the infield, and number 2 Quintero is the catcher.
52 games remaining. Jordan Lyles shooting for Major League win number 1 in his 12th start. And Dusty Baker was saying that his team just has not been able to get hot this season. The Reds are 54 and 56, and they were 6.5 games out of first place coming into play today. And there was an afternoon game in Milwaukee, and the Brewers took care of St. Louis 10-5. So the Reds will need a win to stay 6.5 behind. And it's Drew Stubbs leading it off. He is 2 for 7 in this series with a walk. 13 homers, 36 driven in for Stubbs. And he takes, and that's ball 1 for Lyles. Jordan comes right back with it. It's a strike, and that evens it at 1-1 with Angel Campos, the home plate umpire.
Drew Stubbs hitting in the leadoff spot, has legit power, 13 home runs. But he struck out 140 times, more than anybody else in the league by a fairly wide margin. I wonder how many times a leadoff man has led the league in striking out.
Boy, that's a great question. Stubbs takes a look at it. It's strike 3. And Jordan Lyles, to the dismay of Stubbs, opens with a strikeout.
And a lot of times with Stubbs, it's a matter of him chasing balls out of the zone. This time he's trying to be patient and lays off a borderline pitch, but a perfect pitcher's pitch. You see it there, number 4 on our Fox tracks. Knee high, clipping the inside corner, a little sinking fastball. Lyles off to a good start.
Edgar Renteria, with his 9th career grand slam last night, led the Reds to the 5-1 victory. There's strike 1 to Renteria. 247 is his average. He has 2 homers. He's driven in 24. He'll turn 36 on Sunday.
Good changeup. Last night he hit his 9th career grand slam. This is pretty much the ball game. 5-run inning, 4 of them coming on that swing of the bat, and the Reds go on to win 5-1. Lonnie was outstanding prior to that inning. The bullpen was outstanding after that inning.
Swing and a miss and a strikeout of Renteria, who's on a 6-game hitting streak, and Lyles has whipped the first 2 Reds.
First time with precision on Stubbs, and then playing the power game, climbing the ladder with the fastball to get Renteria.
Joey Votto has been one of the toughest outs again this season in the National League. He's reaching base 42.8% of the time. That one's in the zone, and it's strike 1 to Votto. 320 batting average for Votto, 17 homers, 69 runs batted in. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count as Lyles faces the Reds for the first time in his career. Pitched so well in that game last time out, as JD mentioned, 78 pitches. But the Astros were blanked by Wolf. And the Astros have won only 1 of Jordan's 11 starts. That was his major league debut in Chicago, May 31st. They won that one 7-3, but he got a no decision. 3-1 now to Votto, who leads the league in walks.
His performance in that game kind of got lost in the shuffle. That's the day Hunter Pence was traded mid-game. Kind of became more of the story than the game itself.
So Bruce Van Hoff with 10 starts, Jordan Lyles with 11 at the beginning of their Astros careers are atop that list.
Good things come to those who wait.
Broken bat looper, and that's a hit inside the left field line. Votto running hard. Paredes runs it down. Paredes with a throw to second base. It's waiting, and he is out. That was there early on the tag by Clint Barmas. Votto running into out number 3, trying for a double, and instead it's a single and a Paredes assist. to track down his broken bat hit, and he got him out easily.
Yeah, good time to be aggressive. 2 outs, nobody on. A little flare, and Paredes just never gave up on the play. Tracked it down and threw a bullet to second base. I'm not sure what that last little over-the-top move was from Votto. It was maybe a sarcastic spotlight he was throwing himself for his judgment.
Dontrelle Willis with his first pitch outside to Jason Bourgeois, falls behind 1-0 to a 344 hitting Bourgeois with 1 homer, 13 runs batted in for Jason. In center field tonight. Hits that one in the air outside the first base line and back into the seats. 1-1 to Jason. It's Bourgeois in center, Altuve at second, Martinez in left, Lee at first, Michaels in right, Paredes at third, Barmas the shortstop, Quintero the catcher for Lyles.
All right-handed bats with Paredes the switch hitter against Dontrelle Willis tonight, the veteran lefty.
Little roller, third base line will stay fair for an infield hit for Jason Bourgeois. Todd Frazier couldn't get him out. He hoped it would roll foul, and it did not.
Astros with the early advantage in the karma department. Although you'd have to consider Votto's hit a bit of good luck as well with the broken bat flare. But this is a little swinging bunt. Could not have rolled it out there any better. Dontrelle will have to deal with the speed of Jason Bourgeois on first base.
Bourgeois is 22 of 27 in stolen bases. The batter's Altuve. Pushes a bunt. Willis coming over, and the left-hander spins and throws him out. And the sacrifice goes from 1 to 3. Bourgeois to second for Martinez now.
Guessing Jose did that on his own. To me, he's too good of a hitter, and it's too early in the ball game to be giving up outs.
J.D. Martinez finding himself in the number 3 spot in the lineup tonight.
Especially when you're playing against the Cincinnati team, one of the best offenses in all of baseball. It's been an interesting, bumpy journey for Dontrelle Willis. Got up to such a great start in his career with Florida. After a tremendous minor league career, originally signed by the Cubs, then traded over to the Marlins. Rookie of the year in 2003. 22-game winner in 2005, and it looked like he was on his way to superstardom. And a couple years later, he just absolutely lost it. Couldn't throw the ball over the plate. Things started to spiral out of control on him. To his credit, he continues to battle and finds himself back in the big leagues.
After spending a good portion of the year at Louisville, he's entered the rotation. Now Bourgeois alertly goes to third on that pitch in the dirt.
Dontrelle is going to feature fastball, slider. He's not going to overpower you. So far, the fastball has been mid-80s at best. In his heyday with the Marlins, he wasn't a real hard thrower, but he could hover around 90 miles an hour and had such a deceptive delivery. Tough to pick up.
Infield in. Swing and a miss there for Martinez, who's at 1-2 in the count. Mike Barnett followed him, of course, and said, well, the last couple of games he's kind of come out of his game plan. But we looked at some tape last night, and he understands what he did. He shoots a line drive up the right field line. That'll be foul.
Let's take a look at the Reds defensively tonight. And they have Lewis getting a start in left, Stubbs in center, Cruz strong arm in right. Frazier, Renteria on the left side, Phillips, Gold Glover on the right side with Joey Votto, and Ramon Hernandez, the veteran backstop.
Now 1-2, and Willis would love a strikeout, a pop-up, something of that nature to avoid Bourgeois being able to score on it with Carlos Lee on deck.
If he's thinking strikeout, he might be thinking slider in the dirt, and that would put a little burden on Hernandez to block it, not only block it, but to control it. Fastball, slider, and the rare changeup you'll see from Dontrelle.
That is down. It's 2-2 to Martinez. Now Mike Barnett has been the minor league hitting coordinator for the Astros before being promoted this season, the major league hitting coach, so he has the advantage of having worked with a lot of these young players before they got here. That's high, and that'll get the runner home, that's for sure. Fred Lewis back in the well in left field. Now he turns and looks up at it, and that is going to be number 1 for J.D. Martinez. First major league homer for J.D. Martinez, makes it 2-0 Astros. They'll be looking for that baseball for him.
Get that to the authenticators. Well, whatever Barney and J.D. looked at on the video and determined needed to be fixed, apparently they fixed it. And one thing was real quiet. Not a whole lot going on with the lower body, especially with 2 strikes. So just trusting his hands with that man on third, just looking for a little contact, and he gets a whole lot of contact.
Ball 1.
I guarantee you, if you talk to him after the game, he's going to say, look, I had a man on third. I just didn't want to strike out. I was just trying to be quick to the ball. Short stroke.
What a great moment for J.D. Martinez. He's on the board. Gives his club the lead 2-0. Now it's 2-0 to Carlos Lee. It was all about being ready. The setup part of it is what they worked on. He was certainly ready to launch one that time. Willis had only allowed 1 homer in 23 innings, covering 4 starts for the Reds before that one. Carlos with a grounder to Todd Frazier, who takes care of out number 2.
It would be fitting if Jordan Lyles were to get his first big league win here tonight. He's got a long way to go, but to get that kind of support from the other youngsters in the lineup,
wouldn't it? And he's now, Jordan Lyles, again the youngest player in the major leagues at age 20. New ball thrown into play, and it's Jason Michaels batting, the right fielder today. 198 for J. Mike, 2 homers. He's driven in 9.
When the kid from the Angels got sent out?
Yeah, he got sent back. Mike Trout. He was 19. So 390-footer for Martinez. And now another shot to left field by J. Mike. And once again, this ball is struck well. That one stays in play, and he's in with a double. Double number 6 for Jason Michaels.
Speaking from experience, I can tell Don Trell, but that 83 up in the zone, not going to serve you too well. I tried this program. It doesn't work.
J. Mike flirting with another home run. Just falling short a couple feet. Now he's aboard for Jimmy Paredes. Paredes, good-looking young player at 286, has 2 runs batted in. A switch hitter. Well, we get to see him bat right. And Mike Barnett and Brad Mills were saying this is really a smoother, cleaner swing for Jimmy. He is a higher batting average hitter as a left-handed batter, though. But nonetheless, a very nice swing as a right-handed hitter. So he could be one of those guys who can hit from both sides of the plate pretty reliably. Strike 1.
Talking to Brad yesterday about Paredes, he said just watch him in the box. He's got great balance, great rhythm in the batter's box. Nice fluid swing.
Ground ball, backhanded. Nope, it gets through into left field, and it's a hit for Jimmy Paredes. Renteria tried to backhand it, got his glove on it, but Paredes has reached and sent Michaels to third. Single for Paredes.
If it squirts through, he's going to get himself an RBI, but Renteria able to glove it but not catch it.
Well, the Astros break out with 4 hits here in the first inning, and it's Clint Barmas trying to build on that. Clint with a .255 average has gone deep 7 times with 21 runs batted in. He looks at ball 1. Reds starting pitchers now have allowed 74 first inning runs this year. That's 5th most in the major leagues. Their ERA is 5.48 as a team in the first inning. Line shot caught. Renteria is there for out number 3. A hard hit ball. And the Astros check in with 2 runs on 4 hits and strand 2 and a very good first.
career one-hitter, shutting out the Padres 1-0 and striking out 10. Just didn't get many hits off Mr. Ryan in most games.
How many one-hitters did he end up with in his career?
Boy, a boatload.
12. 7 no-nos.
Brandon Phillips leads it off. Looking at ball one from Jordan Lyles. 2-0 Astros. Phillips with 10 homers, 61 driven in, has a .285 batting average. He had 2 hits in the opener of the series and an RBI Monday night, but he is 2 for 9 now in this series. 2-time All-Star. He takes that one and he's ahead. 2 balls, no strikes to Phillips. Last night, the Astros snapped his team high 11-game hitting streak. He was hitting .362 during those 11 games with 5 doubles, a homer, and 10 runs driven in. Taking all the way, he looks at ball 3.
Didn't have to be.
Angel Campos, the home plate umpire. Call strike 1.
You can throw one a 3-0 right down the middle. There you go.
Lyles has walked 18 in 68 innings. It's in the air, foul, and almost over into Chris Welsh's broadcast booth. Chris was trying to get the local patrons fired up right before broadcast time tonight.
He's fired up. He's got a tee time at Medina tomorrow.
Okay. 3-2.
It's with an off day in Chicago, and he got hooked up to play Medina, so he's all fired up.
Understandable. In the air, foul. Still a full count as Jordan Lyles shoots for win number 1 of his major league career. And as you said, J.D. Martinez got home run number 1 of his, so this could be a night of firsts. Giants won today 8-1 over Arizona in San Francisco to reclaim first place. Ground ball, backhanded. Barmas drops it now. Will try a late throw and not in time. It's in the dirt. And Phillips reaches.
I swear, every time we profile Clint's defense in the pregame show, he boots the ball.
All right,
we
never
got to
again.
stop doing that to him.
Never again.
It's amazing.
It's an error.
And he realizing that Phillips is the base runner knows he has to be quick, but as he stretches out for it, cannot control it on the backhand side, and it's an E6.
7th error for Barmas. Jay Bruce is the batter on a 6-game hitting streak. He looks at ball 1. 21 homers for Bruce, 63 runs batted in, and a .266 average. Barmas has the 4th best fielding percentage among National League shortstops. Well, you know, if you make a play like Barmas failed to make there, you just want the ball hit to you again right away, so you can start a double play now.
And even if you don't, you have to say that, because that's what good players say. Yeah, I want that ball hit to, and then a lot of times in reality, and Lance was great about that. Lance would be really honest, because that's the last thing I want is another ball hit to me. I don't want to have to make another play for a while.
Well, a nice routine 1 hopper.
Yeah.
Snap throw to first. Phillips is back. Pitch was ball 2. It's 2-1 now to Bruce. Bruce is one of only 5 active players who has hit at least 20 homers in each of his first 4 major league seasons. This one's in the air to left center field. Both outfielders heading back. Bourgeois calling and catching in front of Martinez. Here's the tag, but Phillips will jam on the brakes and trot back to first. Still, that's good base running to at least force that return to the infield, and if it doesn't happen in a timely fashion, go ahead and go to second.
And a lot of times you can read the positioning of the outfielder and feel like you've got a chance to make a break. See the earned runs allowed in the first inning this year. Reds certainly had their problems. A lot of it early on. Remember Edinson Volquez early on. Their quote unquote ace. He had a hard time getting out of the first in a number of his early season starts. He's back in the minor leagues now.
Fred Lewis looks at strike 1. Lewis, a .268 hitter with 3 homers, has driven in 18. 30-year-old veteran drafted by the Giants in the 2nd round in 2002. Then he was traded to Toronto last year. Cincinnati signed him this January as a free agent. He's from Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Went to Southern University.
Good guy to have on your bench, a left-handed hitter with a little speed and a little pop.
He opened this season on the disabled list. You're right, a good guy to plug in when somebody needs a rest. Johnny Gomes has been traded now, so perhaps he'll play more. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Left field kind of work in progress right now for Dusty Baker. He played Todd Frazier there last night. Yonder Alonso got the start Monday night, so 3 different left fielders in a 3-game series for Dusty. In the dirt on the curve. It's 2-2 for Jordan Lyles. Despite the fact that he has yet to win a major league game, he has received a lot of compliments from opponents around the National League. He's probably not all that caught up in that. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Seems to be a very well grounded 20-year-old pitcher.
Tremendous poise for a young guy. What the scouts like about him is just his pitching acumen, his ability to move the ball around the strike zone. Commands both sides of the plate with his fastball. He's got that little cutter he's been using effectively. He'll backdoor it and run it in on a lefty. His curveball is a good pitch. He doesn't have a single pitch that you go, man, that's nasty, but all of his pitches are quality.
3 of the last 4 Reds batters have worked the count full against Lyles. Phillips took off on that last pitch. He's going again, and that's out into left center field. Martinez makes a running catch. That ball was blistered. Now he throws back to first base, and pretty close there. Out number 2. That ball was really stung, but Martinez got there. Might have sliced back toward him a little bit, but he had to reach up, and that ball could have shot by him. It was hit so hard.
Yeah, almost shot by him. He almost overran it because of the slicing nature of it off the left-handed hitter's bat and that inside-out swing. You can see it right there. He kind of carves that line drive, and JD almost overplayed it. And Phillips almost nonchalanted it into a double play.
Almost did. Had to speed up those wheels to get back to first. 2 outs, and it's Ramon Hernandez, the Reds catcher, with a .302 average, including 10 homers, 28 runs batted in for the veteran.
Phillips has not been an efficient base stealer this year. He swiped 7 bags, but he's been caught 8 times.
The Reds are second in the National League in scoring runs with 516. Foul ball makes it no balls, 2 strikes. They are 9-9 since the All-Star break. They have 52 games remaining. They'll be in Chicago this weekend to play the Cubs, and Dusty Baker is hoping this is the start of something big for his club right here. But a lot of that would seem to hinge on starting pitching if the pattern of this season continues, with a 4.40 starters ERA. 1-2. And even though their run production looks very good, if you talk to Dusty, he would probably say there have been times when it hasn't been there, and that's kind of the lament of a lot of clubs.
Yeah, I think every club would say. Even Terry Francona would probably say that.
Now you finish 20 games over 500 in 2010. You come back and you're 2 games under through the first 110 games of the next year with a young team, and yet with a fair amount of experience, that is not getting it done. Runner going. Ground ball to shortstop. Barmas plays it and throws him out. No runs, no hits. 1 error, 1 left. 2-0 Astros in the second.
2-0 as we move to the bottom of the second. This Saturday, the Astros will host the first-place Milwaukee Brewers at 6:05, and after the game, fans can enjoy the Praise in the Park program featuring comedian Marcus Wiley and a concert with 2010 Best Gospel Artist Award winner Marvin Sapp. Get your discounted tickets by going to astros.com/praise tonight. Let's go back to Bill and JD.
Good-looking mohawk right there, Bart. You might not be able to see it, but that youngster is sporting a very clean cut. 2-0 Astros. Humberto Quintero's on a 5-game hitting streak. Way outside, ball one. 263 for Q. One homer. He's driven in 15. During his 5-game hitting streak, he's 6 for 17. He was 32 yesterday. He missed that birthday. Ground ball to short.
How did we miss that?
I don't know. We frequently do. It's out number 1. We're not very good birthday observers. We need to work on that.
He must not be on my list here.
Well, we've got 2 months remaining in the season, right? Everybody's looking for improvement in some area. We need to improve.
We need to step up our birthday game.
Birthday recognition, yeah. Jordan Lyles with 2 hits and 17 at bats. Has a 118 average.
Tony Bennett is 85 today, by the way.
Wow. Isn't he coming out with a new album?
You know, the guy just never stops.
Yeah.
He's relentless.
Something on TV about him today coming out with a new album with a much younger co-star. No balls, 2 strikes. That's kind of fun what they can do with music these days, and you know, recordings of people who are dead, actually.
yeah, you talk about having a long career. If you can continue to make albums from the grave, my goodness, it's pretty impressive.
Your earning potential does not have to end when your life does. It's a 2-ball, 2-strike count. That was close.
Where was that one? Where was that one, Fox Tracks?
We'll get
Dontrelle
it for
Willis demands to know.
Dontrelle,
right there.
29 years old. Okay.
Wasn't even on the corner, right over the heart of the plate.
He comes back and gets his strikeout. Number 1 for him.
Yeah, you know, he's been through a lot to be just 29 years of age.
I bet he has.
And I think everybody around baseball rooting for him to come back and establish himself here at the big league level.
Hey, we got another birthday.
Yeah. Sergio Escalona. Happy birthday, Sergio. Like Jaminski, Tom Brady. Stubb Brown, James Hetfield. Don't know Hetfield.
No. Ball 1 to Jason Bourgeois, who rolled a hit in front of the third baseman Frazier.
Oh, he's Metallica.
Okay. Up the right field line, coming over Jay Bruce. Jay on the run gets there. And it's only a 9-pitch inning for Dontrelle Willis, with the Astros leading after 2-0.
Yeah. Our question today involves the Reds. They have retired 8 numbers. All but 3 of them are in the Baseball Hall of Fame. I want to know who is not.
Oh, boy.
Retired numbers for the Reds, not in the Hall of Fame.
Not in the Hall of Fame.
I'm going to fire off with the Davey Concepcion's 13.
You are correct, sir.
Very good. Going to have to work on that for a while. Todd Frazier leads it off 2-0, and he is hit by the pitch here in the third inning with the Astros leading.
Down goes Frazier.
One of them was my favorite player as a kid.
Ted Kluszewski.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I must have let you know that once.
Pete Rose.
No, actually his isn't retired.
They haven't retired Pete's number?
Nope.
Wow.
Oh, that's right. They're not allowed to do that.
Really? How about Joe Nuxall?
Nope. He's in the Hall of Fame, but not retired number. Reds Hall of Fame.
Oh, Reds Hall of
But
Fame.
he's not in the Hall of Fame.
No, he's in the Reds Hall of Fame, but his number's not retired.
Oh,
Okay, you're talking about the National Baseball Hall of Fame.
And retired number.
These three are not in the National Baseball Hall out of the 8.
This guy can hit. Dontrell puts down a nice bunt, too. Jordan Lyles over. And he gets him for out number 1 from 1-3 on the sacrifice. The second of the year for Willis. Willis 4 for 10 with the bat when he swings away this season.
He probably could have been a position player in the big leagues. He's that good.
Yes.
Tremendous athlete, can really swing it.
Retired Reds numbers for players not in the National Baseball Hall.
So we just have Concepcion so far. Oh, no, we got Kluszewski. We got 2.
We got
The
Kluge.
question said the Reds have 8 retired numbers. All but 3 are in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Who is not?
Okay. We got Davey.
The clue is you did not hear the word players.
Okay.
And you used it. It's not in the question.
Fred Hutchinson.
You got it.
Manager.
He was the manager. Took him to the World Series in 1961. Then a couple years later died of cancer.
Yeah. Foul pop. Carlos Lee digging hard for it. Slides. Yeah. That can be extremely dangerous.
It's a dangerous play. You have to make that decision when to leave your feet and give yourself enough room to try to make a play and still be able to stop before you go with too much momentum into the barrier down there, and he played it just right.
He really did. Put that right leg up to brace the impact.
The other option is headlong into the stands a la Derek Jeter, but save that one for the postseason.
Yeah.
Or the pennant race.
That's high to left field, not going very far. Let's see J.D. Martinez going over into the corner now, underneath it, and making the catch. 2 outs.
All right, here's the official answer to the AT&T trivia question. The Reds have 8 retired numbers. 3 are not in the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. Kluszewski 18, Dave Concepcion 13, Fred Hutchinson number 1. Concepcion's 13 unless they get a new Venezuelan shortstop. Nobody much wants to wear it.
That's true.
But Venezuelan shortstops love that number.
Yeah, they do. What other Venezuelan shortstops can you think of who wore that number?
Vizquel.
Omar Vizquel. How about
Ozzie
Guillen did, yeah. Line drive left center field. Martinez backing on it with the catch on a ball hit by Renteria. It's no runs, no hits. 1 man left. 2-0. Jordan Lyles needed only 6 pitches.
Of the Planet of the Apes. Dun, dun, dun.
Good stuff, Bart.
How's that?
That is outstanding work.
A little theatrical edition for you.
Yeah, you've been rehearsing on that, haven't you?
I worked on it a little, yeah.
Hey, Altuve has his fans. He's leading it off in the home third inning. Put down a sacrifice bunt in the first. Jose 1 for 8 in this series with an RBI, and that was a big one to win the game Monday night in the 10th. Here's ball 1 to him from Dontrell Willis, who was 5-2 at Louisville with a 2.63 ERA. He made 13 starts there.
Signed a 3-year, $29 million deal prior to the 2008 season with the Tigers after being traded over there. And just hit the wall. I mean, basically got nobody out.
Liner, Brandon Phillips diving.
Good for one a night, isn't he?
He is. He is one spectacular second base.
Some good ones in the game, but I don't think there's anybody better with the leather than Brandon Phillips.
Put his body in a horizontal position to grab this one. Much more difficult than planking, that's for sure. J.D. Martinez fouls it away. There's strike one. Martinez hit a 2-run homer in the first inning. Time now for the Coors Light Cold Hard Blast to show you that long ball in case you missed it.
So he didn't move his front foot at all. Just a little bit of a weight shift back with the turn of the shoulders and then great stroke. And maybe that's what he and Barney tried to do. He's got a little bit of a complicated swing. You know, he starts with his foot kind of pointed back towards the catcher and then steps forward with a little toe tap as he loads up.
Barney said they looked at some video last night. Pardon me, JD, for interrupting you, after the game, and he said we didn't even have to put up a split screen. I looked at a bat for the Milwaukee series. He could see the difference immediately. He whacks this line drive for the wall, or maybe into the seats. No, he almost had a second homer. Instead, it's going to be a long single for J.D. Martinez.
He's got these fans buzzing that close to a second home run. Let's see how close. Again, real quiet with the lower body. Throws the barrel at it, and oh man,
inches.
One more spoonful of Wheaties this morning.
That's impressive. Carlos Lee comes up now. He grounded out to third earlier. This one in the hole at shortstop. Renteria throws back to Phillips. Phillips to Votto. Out at first.
Really?
Tremendous double play. No runs a hit. Nobody left. 7 pitches in that inning. 2-0 Houston.
to support youth baseball programs in your local community. If you'd like to learn more about Chevy youth baseball programs, go to youthsportswired.com. Brownie, back to you.
Thank you, Bart. And there's a foul ball by Joey Votto. And Votto, with that hit in the first inning, extended his hitting streak to 18 games at Minute Maid Park. And he tried to go to second, and he was thrown out. He's hitting just under 400 for his career in this ballpark. It's 0-2 to Votto. He had 11 consecutive games here with an extra base hit. And that streak came to an end last night. First to do that since Jeff Bagwell at San Francisco, 93 through 95. Lined up the right field line. That's fair. And it hops over out of play.
This dude is a machine.
He is. Sharply hit double, and he's back on the extra base hit binge again at Minute Maid. 25 doubles for Votto.
He covers everything, doesn't he? This is a breaking ball moving down and in. He clears the hips, whacks it into the right field corner. You're fearful of working away on Votto because he hits the ball to left so well, and he could just punch one into the Crawford boxes on you.
Yeah. That's how he got to be MVP last year, with hitting like that.
He's the most talented Canadian since Gordon Lightfoot.
Brandon Phillips reached on an error by Clint Barmas. There's ball one. Gordon still around?
Gonna be doing something, doesn't he?
Yeah. He's been digitized. He and Tony Bennett ought to get together. That's up the right field line. Phillips watching it go foul and out of play.
One of the things that Jordan does well is throw his changeup away to right-handed hitters. It's a very difficult pitch to execute. Not many guys can do that. Go glove side with the changeup, move it away for a right-handed pitcher from a right-handed hitter. He's pretty good at it. That time he elevated it a little bit, got away with it.
That's in the air, and center fielder comes in for it, Jason Bourgeois. For out number one. Gordon Lightfoot made that song Sundown.
He did, and the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Oh yeah, that was an epic.
Yeah.
Jay Bruce is the batter. He hit a fly ball to center in the second inning.
7 p.m. the main hatchway gave in. He said, "Fellas, it's been good to know you."
That's impressive.
Chilling, Brownie, chilling.
Yeah. Go on with it. Our old buddy Charlie Kerfeld is in the house tonight. There's ball one.
Chuck saw Dontrell Willis's last start last year when he had a brief run with the Diamondbacks, and Chuck wanted to come back in and take a look at him tonight, see if anything had changed.
2 balls and no strikes. One of the super scouts for the Philadelphia Phillies, a guy whose opinion is highly regarded by Ruben Amaro Jr., the general manager.
And a big fan of the jalapeno hot dogs here in the press lounge.
2 balls and a strike. He's a great guy and a very good scout. It's always interesting to hear his opinions on things. Jordan Lyles, age 20, versus Jay Bruce, age 24. Good matchup right here. Bruce punches one. That'll slice foul and make it a 2-2 count. Fred Lewis on deck. So Bruce back in the lineup today. He was not in the lineup against the lefty last night. Wandy Rodriguez got in late. But Lyles has done a much better job against left-handed hitters than right-handed hitters. Right-handed hitters 306 against Lyles. Lefties 214.
And you know, maybe you could argue that he needs to find a little bit different breaking ball to help deal with the right-handed hitters.
Sharply hit on one bounce. Altuve over to Lee. 2 outs. Votto to third.
I don't think it's a big issue, though. At the end of the day, the numbers are pretty good for him overall. He didn't walk many.
That really helps. Batting average against him is .266. Fred Lewis hit the ball well. It was caught by the left fielder J.D. Martinez, who's now moving over more toward left center, where he caught that last Lewis line drive. And there's ball one. And Dave Clark very, very busy in the Astros dugout positioning the outfielders, especially the newcomers like Martinez. Pitch is up to Lewis, and it's 2 balls, no strikes. Lewis's former club, the Giants, winning today over Arizona 8-1. Ryan Vogelsong going to 9-1, beating Jason Marquis, who's 8-6. After Arizona had back-to-back wins in the first 2 games of that series, beating Matt Cain and Tim Lincecum.
So Ryan Vogelsong becomes the stopper. Having a heck of a year, an all-star.
Fred Lewis started for first. Pitch is called strike one. And Jason Marquis, who was just obtained in a trade by Arizona from Washington, was placed into a position to start this game tonight. He had a great career record against the Giants. He got whacked. Bouncer, Lyles stabs it. Farmas was behind him, ready to make the play, but he takes care of it. And it's no runs, a hit, and a runner stranded at third base. 2-0 Astros in the 4th. Dontrelle Willis says those Astros fans get up, take part in some of the action. It'll be Michaels, Paredes, and Barmas due up for Houston here in the home 4th. J. Mike with a double high off the left center field wall first time up. And he looks at that first one from Willis. It's ball 1 to Jason. 222 is his lifetime average against Dontrelle Willis. Sliders tapped to third. Frazier, 1 out.
As you would expect, very few of these Astros hitters have had much of a look at Dontrelle Willis in the past. Jason and Carlos and Clint Barmas.
Dontrelle has not pitched against the Astros since the 07 season. And in that game he lost to Roy Oswalt at Florida. He's 3-2 lifetime against the Astros. Jimmy Paredes hits a liner and it's caught. Renteria on that low flying hard hit ball takes care of out number 2.
Had to reach for it, but still hit it pretty hard. And Renteria there to make the play. Both these pitchers working with a purpose here tonight. Not wasting a lot of time between pitches.
Willis walked 10 in his first 23 innings with the Reds. No walks tonight. Clint Barmas lined out to shortstop in the first inning. Clint is a career .254 hitter, and he's hitting .254. Willis missing there. The count goes to 2 balls, no strikes.
Barmes has been a nice pickup.
He's hit a whole lot better than his career average for the last month. 3 balls, no strikes.
Well, league average is .252, so he's a notch above that. His on base plus slugging right in line with league average, and a little bit better than average for his position.
He looks at a walk. We go to Bart Ennis.
Yeah, Brownie, want to remind the fans that they can join the Astros this Saturday when they host the Brewers at 6:05, and the first 10,000 fans to the game will receive an Astros replica jersey, courtesy of Methodist Hospital System. Get your tickets for that game tonight at Astros.com. Back to you.
Friday night, it's Jay Happ and Giovanni Gallardo at 7:05. Saturday, a 6:05 start for Brett Myers and Chris Narveson. Sunday at 1:05, Bud Norris hooks up with Zach Greinke.
Brewers playing very good baseball right now, but they've been home where they're the best in baseball. Road has not been so kind to Milwaukee. 41-15 now in their own ballpark, but 21-35 on the road.
That's a huge differential.
And to me, that's the whole key to this second half. If they don't turn that around on the road, they're not going to win this division. If they can find a way to play 500 on the road the rest of the way, I think they do win the division.
Milwaukee beat St. Louis this afternoon 10-5. Randy Wolf the winner, Edwin Jackson the loser. Corey Hart hit his 15th, and Casey McGee hit 3 long balls to give him 8 for the season. And Rafael Furcal hit number 2 for the Cardinals.
Edwin Jackson charged with all 10 runs in that start.
Ooh.
Nice way for Tony La Russa to treat the new guy. Leave him out there to give up 10.
Tony seemed to be furious in the interview after the game last night after the exchange of hit batsmen. Albert Pujols of the Cardinals was hit by a pitch, and then Ryan Braun also was hit by a pitch. And Yadier Molina went ballistic on the home plate umpire Rob Gregg last night on a strike call. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Humberto Quintero. So Mr. Molina will be missing some games.
We'll hear from the commissioner's office. In his defense, I hate the Drake. He's not going to stand up for him.
No. He bumped him too, so that could be a rather sizable piece of time off for Mr. Molina. Foul back, and it's still 2 balls, 2 strikes with Jordan Lyles on deck. Gallardo and Happ, Narveson and Myers, Greinke and Norris spend the weekend with us on FS Houston. And the Astros are gone for a week, 4 in Arizona and 3 in Los Angeles. Runner going, and it's tapped to shortstop. Renteria takes care of that, and in the 4th inning, it's no runs, no hits, and a man stranded. 2-0 Astros.
Yankees head to Boston to take on Adrian Gonzalez and the American League East leading Red Sox in a showdown between two of the most bitter rivals in all of sports. This week's telecast of Fox Saturday Baseball begins at 3 o'clock Central, only on Fox. We move to the fifth. Let's go back up to the booth with Bill and JD.
Thank you, Bart. It is 2-0. The Astros lead it on a 2-run homer by J.D. Martinez. That youngster probably more interested in something to eat right now than the statistics of this game. What's he waiting for, do you think?
He's waiting for the green light.
Okay. Got to have some companionship from an adult to go back to his seat. The adult with some adult beverages, and the youngster with his cotton candy.
Everybody gets their treat.
Ramon Hernandez leads it off.
It gets their mood enhancer.
Hernandez grounded out to short in the second inning. 2 hits for the Reds through 4, and Lyles has needed only 59 pitches. It's ball 1.
It's give him some tough at bats there in the second, but he really established command of the strike zone in that first inning.
That's in the air to right field. Jason Michaels waiting. 1 out for Jordan Lyles here in the 5th. And Todd Frazier will follow.
That breaks a streak of 3 consecutive innings in which the Reds have had the leadoff man reach. They weren't able to do anything with any of them, including that leadoff double by Votto in the 4th. So despite being under a little bit of pressure, Jordan Lyles is unfazed, continues to make good pitches.
Frazier was hit by the first pitch in the 3rd inning, and he advanced on a sac bunt by Willis. And then Lyles got the next 2, Stubbs and Renteria. He cracks this one to left field. J.D. Martinez watching that one sail over his head and into the Landry's Crawford box as it bangs off that facing. In fact, to make it 2-1 as Frazier hits number 2.
They talked about Frazier last night. He was in the 8-hole in the lineup, and a lot of times when a kid comes up from the minor leagues and he's hitting down at the bottom of the order, you don't know much about him. You just assume he's a light hitter at maybe kind of a singles guy. But Frazier had decent power numbers as a minor leaguer, so no surprise to see him ride one out of here. It was a cutter trying to go off that outside edge. It was just elevated a little bit. He put a pretty good swing on it.
Reds are 4th in the league in long balls. Now Dontrell Willis looks at ball 1. Willis has 8 career homers himself. 35 runs batted in. Batting average in the 230s as a major league hitter for his career. Billy Hatcher makes that play.
Big high towering home run by Todd Frazier. Wow.
Hit way up on those supports.
Wow.
That is a monster shot for Frazier.
Do it in the 8-hole.
Bourgeois back into left center. Retiring Willis, 2 outs. And it's Stubbs coming up next. Quite a debut in Double-A last night for newly acquired right-hander Jared Cosart of League City, allowing just 2 hits and 6 shutout innings against San Antonio after being acquired in the Hunter Pence trade from the Phillies. And Jared, we understand, was throwing between 95 and 98 in that game last night.
Yeah, he can blow it.
Stubbs looks, and it's ball 1 to Drew. He is 0 for 2.
He can fire that apple brownie. He can hum that pea.
He really can.
He could throw a strawberry through a moving train.
That's a good. 2 balls, no strikes.
Baseball America in their top prospect list, the Astros top 10 prospect are all guys that were acquired either in the draft this year and last or by these recent trades by Ed Wade in the last 2 years. Yeah. So it gives you an idea of where the Astros farm system was and where it is now headed.
Got that quick makeover. 3 balls and a strike. Jonathan Singleton, the 19-year-old slugging first baseman, also obtained in that Phillies deal, is 5 for 11 with a homer in 3 games at Lancaster. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So there's the update on Cosart, Singleton, and Henry Sosa has lit it up at Corpus Christi. I think he's going up to Oklahoma City.
His next start will be at AAA.
He came in the Giants trade, the Jeff Keppinger deal. Little roller out in front of the plate brings in Lyles, who barehands and gets it. So he overcomes the 1-out solo homer by Frazier and maintains a lead. It's now 2-1. Fifth inning brings Jordan Lyles to the plate to lead off against Dontrelle Willis, who allowed 2 runs on 4 hits in the first. J.D. Martinez with a 2-run homer, the first of his major league career, accounting for the scoring.
So didn't have a lot on the fastball early on, and he was up with it, and the Astros took advantage. Since then, he's picked up in velocity and a little bit more consistent keeping the ball down. He's changed speeds with his breaking pitch.
1-1 for Dontrelle, who's from Oakland. In the hole at shortstop, Renteria braces for the throw, and the stretch by Votto just gets Lyles. Time for a look at our Hewlett-Packard game summary. And the tablet shows us Martinez 2 for 2 with his first home run. Almost hit a second homer, but it was a single in the 3rd inning. Frazier hit a home run in the 5th, and Lyles has given up 1 run in 5 innings.
Good day for the young guys, both Astros and Reds. Apparently our complimentary HP touchpads are on back order. They haven't come in yet.
No, haven't seen them. Jason Bourgeois is 1 for 2, looking at ball 1. They are pretty sleek looking. Fouled away. Willis, one of the articles, when he became such a good pitcher and attracted a lot of media attention. You talked about that 05 season, an all-star going 22-10. A lot's been written about him, and in one of those articles he said he grew up in Oakland with that funky delivery. The object was to strike out all the hitters in the backyard, so that's where he came up with that, but it's been toned down a little bit. Bourgeois retired, 2 outs. He used to be just all kinds of arms and legs and spinning and whirling and running into the wildness difficulties. His delivery has been smoothed out, it would appear, JD.
Yeah, but you know, it adds to the deception, of course, the big high leg kick and the turn and all that, but if you can't throw the ball over the plate, it doesn't do you a whole lot of good. He's seemingly 1 part Vita Blue, 1 part Fernando Valenzuela. They jammed that ballpark in Florida when he started.
Yeah, there's a roller into right field. Altuve with a hit. And he lined out, and Phillips robbed him last time with a diving play up the middle. This time he finds room on the right side.
Won a whole lot with Votto in and way off the line, but he squirts one through there. Better aim.
Hit number 6 for the Astros. J.D. Martinez has peppered this ballpark with the 2-run homer, and then that hard single just underneath the yellow line atop the left field wall. What's Dontrelle Willis going to come up with here?
Pickoff move. Trying to delay. Throwing the ball towards Martinez. That's a good savvy veteran move there.
Yes, it is. Buy some time to figure it out. Carlos Lee on deck. That's to center field, and it's cranked. Stubbs way back, turning, and right at the base of the hill. It's an 8-pitch 5th inning for Dontrelle Willis, and his heart is pounding right now. It's still 2-1 Houston. By the Frost Brewed Coors Light, showing you a near second home run of the game by J.D. Martinez. Hit his first major league homer in the first. This is the 3rd inning line drive, hitting just below that yellow line atop the left field wall, and he winds up with a long single on that one.
And he drives one to the base of Towles Hill.
He left a dent. Drew Stubbs catching that one at the base of that hill, about 400 feet away. Renteria leads it off in the 6th. He struck out and fly to left. Ball 1 to Renteria.
The sneaking suspicion that J.D. Martinez has had his last at bat against Dontrelle Willis tonight.
Yeah. Dusty won't let that repeat itself. 1 ball, 1 strike, but Willis has kept his pitch count very low. So that'll be interesting. In 3 of 5 innings, he has less than 10 pitches. Foul pop goes over by the well there, the camera well. Lyles has thrown 12 of 20 first pitch balls. 1-2, but Jordan has acquired that reputation very quickly for the hitters around the league. He's going to be around the plate. Renteria broke his bat, and it's going to take a while. He's going to very carefully select the replacement bat. I thought they were supposed to have something ready to go for him.
I think if you got 15 years in the league, you would.
Okay. All right.
He's earned it.
Grandfather him through.
You can go back. You can go back to the bat rack.
Part of these speed up measures in the game, but this game is pretty speedy so far through 5. Lyles gets a foul ball. That keeps it at 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Going up in the zone with a fastball. That's where they punched him out in his first at bat. Come the Apes.
The Apes are watching us. Friday's the day the Apes will arrive on this planet. That's to right field. Jason Michaels waiting. 1 down. Astros have had 9 quality starts in their last 12 games. Jordan Lyles falling into that pattern so far. Joey Votto's 2 for 2 against him, though. An excuse me hit to left field. He was thrown out trying to reach second, and then A hard double to right. And when crowds him and he fouls it for strike one.
See, that's what you like about Jordan Lyles. You know, one swing of the bat does not change his game plan. Votto hit a breaking ball down and in last time for a double, but Lyles goes right back in there to start this at bat.
It's 0-2. Votto has almost as many walks as strikeouts. Infield shifted around, playing him to pull. Rolls that one to Carlos Lee. Phillies won 8-6 at Colorado today, making Roy Halladay a 14-game winner. He's 14-4. His ERA is 2.55. Brad Lidge got his first save. Roy Oswalt due to rejoin the rotation Sunday.
Ryan Howard enjoyed his time in Colorado. He went deep again today for his 24th. I think he hit at least 3 in that series. Todd Helton went deep for the Rocks.
What a year for the Phillies. 71-39. That one's cracked toward the right center field gap. That loops in and it rolls all the way to the wall. Votto has at least a double on this. He's running hard and around second will pull it up there as Parmas's throw comes in accurately to third. With one out, Votto has his second double and he is 3 for 3 in this game.
He's turning into Tony Gwynn with power. Just an incredible hitter. Flat swing the ball, the bat stays through the zone, which is typical of high average hitters, but he also has legitimate home run power and is able to hit the ball out of the ballpark.
2 doubles tonight for Votto, 26 for the season, and Brandon Phillips as a runner at second. He's 0 for 2. His line drive goes to center field. Bourgeois as Votto is sent home, throwing toward the plate. It's cut off by Carlos Lee and the game's tied 2-2. Fans don't like that play. The throw is drifting, though.
Yeah, fans are wrong, but that's okay. The fans are excitable. They saw a run coming home. They wanted to stop it. They wanted to see the dramatic play at the plate, but there wasn't going to be one because the throw was offline. Brandon Phillips always been a good low ball hitter, and he got extended through that one. Jason loads up. You can see where Carlos is when he catches that ball. That ball was going to be well up the first base line. There would have been no play on Votto. Maybe there's a chance where he could relay that home. If he unloads quickly, they might have had a shot at him.
Right. Jay Bruce just looked at ball 1. He's 0 for 2. Now Phillips got RBI number 62 to tie the game 2-2. The Astros have Lee, Michaels, and Paredes due up in the bottom of the inning. That one over shortstop, heads out for left center field. J.D. Martinez backing, turning for the catch for the second out. And Fred Lewis will bat. Ryan Howard drove in 4 today with that home run. Phillies have reeled off a 6-game winning streak right now. Lewis with the hard hit liner to left center that was caught and a grounder back to the pitcher. That one goes back to Lyles, and once again he takes care of Lewis. It's 1 run, 2 hits, and a man left. It's tied at 2 in the 6th. A 2-2 ball game. We move to the 6th inning for the Astros. It's Carlos Lee batting in the home 6th. Looking at ball 1. He's hit the ball on the ground both times. It was a double play in the 3rd inning on a very close call at first. 6 hits for the Astros, 5 for the Reds. This one rolls out to Brandon Phillips. Greg Lucas.
Well, I got to remind you that Astros baseball on Fox Sports Houston is being brought to you by Whataburger, by AT&T, by Gullo Automotive, and by Jack in the Box. So you participate with those sponsors to show your appreciation for Astros baseball, which is tied in the bottom of the 6th. Brownie?
Jason Michaels has a double and a ground out. Strike 1 to J. Mike. The ball well to left center field on his 2-base hit. Just a homer by just a few feet out there. This one goes foul, and it's a no ball 2-strike count for Dontrelle Willis with Jimmy Paredes on deck. Willis is due up 3rd in the Reds' 7th inning.
The D train.
Yeah. Entertaining fellow. Listed at 6'4".
And that's what struck me when we first met him. Years ago, the Astros played an exhibition. I don't know if we were in Venezuela, Dominican Republic, one of those spring training exhibitions. And Dontrelle was down there. I guess it was with the Marlins. He's a big man.
He is a big man. I believe it was Venezuela. Although, now that I think about it, we played the Indians there. Remember, Russell Branyan hit that moonshot off Lima out of the ballpark.
Yeah.
So it was probably the Dominican then. 1-2. Not that we remember, but that ball was really struck. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, and if you give that one up, you're proud of it. You take pride in that.
You bet.
Contributed to that massive blast.
Atlanta beat Washington 6-4 in Washington. Brandon Beachy going to 5-2, beating Chen-Min Wong, who's 0-2. And the save went to Craig Kimbrell, his 32nd for the rookie. So the Braves stay 8 behind the Phillies, but the Braves are leading the wild card. Now they lead Arizona by 2.5 in the wild card race. Ripped into left field. J. Mike with a good game. 2 for 3. Time for our Doing More on Defense feature, brought to you by the Home Depot. Showing you the defense of Jimmy Paredes. Running down for this hit by Joey Votto, who tries to turn it into a double. Paredes calmly picks it up and guns him down to Clint Farmas.
Yeah, in mid-bubble blow. You see that? He blown a bubble there about 2 steps before he picked the ball up.
He can do it all. Now he comes up for the 3rd time. Got a hit off the glove of Renteria, and then he lined out to Renteria. Double play depth for the Reds infielders.
He has what scouts would refer to as a projectable body. Ooh. 22 years of age, 6'1", 185, but you can see him getting bigger and stronger. He already is a very good athlete with speed and power.
We've all known some people with projectable bodies. Goes over.
Project mine to gain about 5 pounds every 6 months. There it is. See, you get the bubble working. No panic.
Okay.
Just nice and calm and cool.
Nice.
And then he unloads his laser.
It's playing ball in the schoolyard.
And that keeps in line with the scouting report we got from Charlie when you asked him, hey, can he throw a little bit? And Charlie said, yeah, he can throw pretty good.
It's true. Snap throw. Jimmy Paredes, just 22 years old, from the Dominican Republic, from Heine.
You know, when you look at his numbers, a lot of strikeouts, not many walks in the minor leagues, so that is of some concern. But you know, his approach to the plate is pretty quiet. It's not like he has this wild, violent swing, so should be able to turn those numbers around somewhat.
Line drive, left field corner. Michaels heads for 3rd base. That's off the wall. Paredes into 2nd with a double. 2 hits for Paredes. And he's building a fan base here at Minute Maid Park.
Well, 2 knocks and a line out tonight, so the young guns getting it done. Lyle solid on the mound. Martinez having a big night. Paredes as well. Altuve's chimed in with a base hit. And he uses his lower body to go down and get that one.
J. Mike to third. First major league double for Paredes. And it's Barmes batting.
A lot of challenges for a young player when they first come to the big leagues. A whole lot going on, so tough mentally sometimes, but they do have that advantage in that there's not much of a book on them. Opposing pitchers not sure how to go after them.
Infield comes in. Now the middle infielders are backing up. They're going to go back as Clint Barmes bats. He's lined to short and he's walked on 4 pitches. That's ball 1 down and in. Big situation here for a lot of reasons. Everybody wants to see Jordan Lyles get his first major league win. The game is tied. The Astros want to win the game. And Barmes would love to get some runs batted in here. Quintero on deck. Dontrelle Willis trying to hit the win column for the first time in the majors this year.
He obviously knows the deal as well as there's action now in the Reds bullpen, and the go-ahead run 90 feet away. You tend to get a little more precise out there. Guy is willing to throw the ball over the heart of the plate. See if you can get a hitter to chase a bad ball. Arredondo warming up for Cincinnati.
And for Houston, Wilson Lopez.
Love to get a base hit here if you're Barmes to drive in 2, but a ground ball to the middle of the diamond would get 1 home.
In tight again. 2-1. If he walks Barmes, he has the bases loaded, 1 out with Quintero and the pitcher coming up. Barmes fouls it.
And Dusty Baker, I would think would have a pretty quick hook to go to that pen tonight. He has to play these games almost with a real sense of urgency, as if it were middle of September instead of the beginning of August, with his team 6.5 games out of first place, trailing 3 different clubs.
You're right about that. Barmes down on strikes. 2 strikeouts now for Willis. 2 outs in the inning, and it's Quintero batting.
None bigger than that one. They've been working them in. You see the pitches 1, 3, and 4 were all down and in. It looked like Clint was looking back in there trying to clear the front side, and Dontrelle made a pitch down up away from him, and Clint couldn't lay off.
Angel Sanchez comes out to the on-deck circle with Jordan Lyles due up next. Lyles sitting on the bench, and it's Quintero batting with first base open. He's grounded twice to shortstop.
Interesting to see how the Reds play it here. There's no guarantee that Brad Mills would hit for Lyles here. I assume he would if they walk Quintero at this stage of the game, but the way he's pitching.
Now this is where the gamesmanship can get interesting. Pitcher's not in the on-deck circle. A pinch hitter is, but that doesn't mean the pitcher won't bat. Looped up the right field line by Quintero. Jay Bruce with a long run. Bruce pursues it. It's foul. Could have been a 2-run double for a 4-2 lead. Instead, it's a foul ball. It counts 0-1.
Two feet, maybe. It's a 2-run double.
Right-handed hitters are hitting .291 against Willis this season. He's allowed 8 hits in this game. The Astros have left 4 men on base. It's 0-2. Scott Rowland had surgery today on his left shoulder, and he'll miss 4 to 6 weeks according to the estimates. Rowland is signed through next year. by the Reds.
If Willis throws another pitch in the strike zone in this at bat, it's a mistake. That was a mistake. See, Hernandez, when it came out of his crouch, he wanted that ball way up, similar to the one that Q just swung and missed at. It's down where he could put the bat on the ball and a chance to drive one. He got away with one there. Tend to get away with them when you're 0-2 because the hitter's in a little bit more of a defensive posture.
Quintero was driven in 15 steps away from home plate.
Slider down and in on the right-handed hitter has been a good pitch for Willis.
Detroit leads Texas 4-3 in the bottom of the 8th at Comerica Park. With another homer from Avila, number 12. In the dirt, Quintero.
You hit that on a bounce?
Sure did. And it went out to Willis, who got him out. They hit it on one bounce, it appeared. And it's a 1-3 play to end the 6th inning with no runs, 2 hits. Let's see it. It bounces. He takes off. It's 2-2.
That was my point about he's not going to throw him another strike. He's looking to swing.
And, you know, during the road trip in St. Louis and Milwaukee, the Astros scored, and now you can save. In fact, you can get $11 field box tickets. The Astros reached the minimum of 15 runs after the series in St. Louis, and now you can save $30 off field box tickets for any game this weekend. To get those tickets, go to Astros.com/runs. Brownie?
Thanks, Bart. Interesting ball game right here. Is this cricket or baseball? Well, it bounces, hits it off his bat. Of course, that is legal. In baseball, the ball's in play. You don't see it too often. A one bounce, batted ball.
Defending the wicket.
Haven't seen that in a while. And it goes as a 1-3 out
now,
number 3.
Vladimir Guerrero would take a full swing at that and hit it into the left field corner for a double. That we have seen.
2-2 game for Jordan Lyles. It's Hernandez leading it off. He's 0 for 2.
Huge problem wasn't swinging at that ball in the dirt. It was not swinging hard enough.
Yeah.
You know, when you're going to hit that bouncing ball, my philosophy has always been let the bat fly.
Okay.
Swing hard in case you hit it.
Have you ever been known to swing at a ball that bounced?
It's swinging them over my head on occasion.
No balls, 2 strikes. Lyles due to lead off the bottom of the 7th inning, so this is probably the end of his evening after this inning. He's thrown 86 pitches. Very economical, and it's 6 innings plus.
What's going on with Hernandez? Something barking a little bit.
Apparently so. Nick Massett's warming up for the Reds. Dan Uggla hit another homer and extended his hitting streak to 25 games.
Those guys that write those sabermetric essays at the end of the year, they're going to have a blast with Dan Uggla's 2011 season.
Yes,
they are going to have a riot analyzing this thing.
He was hitting in the 170s when this 25 game streak began. Who saw that? That's to center field. Well hit. Bourgeois backing. And as he starts to run up Towles Hill, 1 out.
Good swing by Hernandez. Just a little too much air underneath it. Jason had it measured early on and then tracked it down. See who's hot and who's not around Major League Baseball these days.
Dan Uggla's hot.
Yeah. Hitting .215 yet red hot. Clayton Kershaw. 13 wins. Teixeira. Switch hit home run record. What did he do?
Hit switch hit homers in a game, and he's done that more than anybody.
Oh, wow. Jason Worth continues to scuffle, doesn't he?
He really does. That's ball 1. And Frazier was hit by a pitch and homer.
12 times Mark Teixeira has done that.
Yeah. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rangers are batting in the top of the 9th inning, trailing Detroit 5-3. It's off the fists. He pops it up. Barmas back. 2 outs for Lyles. And this could work out well if the Astros can score in the bottom of the 7th, as far as Jordan hitting the win column for the first time as a major leaguer.
Be tempted to let him hit.
Well, that could happen too.
He's a pretty good hitter. He's got a chance of getting a knock, and you can keep him in the game. It's probably not the play that they're going to. Not the way they're going to play it, but you could justify it.
Well, Dontrell's coming to the plate with 2 outs, nobody on. He put down a sac bunt and he hit a fly ball to center field.
He earned this at bat the way he pitched out of that jam last inning.
Really did.
And the fact that he is such a good hitter. Yeah, it's all changed. If this is a 2-1 game either way, then whoever's trailing is pinch hitting for sure for their pitcher.
Ball 1 to Willis. Willis back in 04 got 10 straight hits, including the playoffs in 03, carrying over to early 04. Drives one deep to right field. Dontrell Willis has given the Reds the lead. 3-2 on a Willis home run. It's his 9th major league homer.
Sometimes when you see a pitcher go deep, you just say, well, he just ran into one. He got lucky. But that's not the case with Willis. As we mentioned earlier, he is legit. You got to be careful. You got to treat him like a real hitter.
Best of possible outcomes for Dusty Baker. Lets the pitcher bat. Pitcher hits one out of the park. Big leg kick.
Yeah. He gets it down and then gets the hands through on a ball that was up above the belt.
Now this one, Drew Stubbs pops up. Carlos Lee can't catch up with it on the foul ball for strike 1.
Fans booing Carlos despite a very good effort. They're just kind of in the mood to boo Carlos.
Right. Yeah, he gave it every bit of effort he had.
Going in the air that long. Not an easy play.
Stubbs 0 for 3 and 0-1 in the count. Fernando Rodriguez warming up for Houston. Lyles, Bourgeois, Altuve due up in the bottom of the inning. That's strike 2.
Tell you what, if I'm Dusty Baker, I'm putting Dontrell's name down on my lineup card as an extra man every night as a pinch hitter.
Yes, sir.
I've used that weapon.
You bet. The appeal goes to first. It's a strike. Jim Wolf with a call, and that's a strikeout to win the Reds 7th. They get their 2nd home run of the night. It comes from Dontrell Willis, and it gives him a 3-2 lead. Wireless. Let's see. Nick Massett. We've been throwing stuff back and forth with the guys in the Reds TV booth. So got a little exercise.
Dan Bush just got a food fight going on up there.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. Meanwhile, Nick Massett, oblivious to all this activity, is going to do some pitching, and Brian Bogusevic will be the pinch hitter for Jordan Lyles with Massett 1-4. JD.
Well, how about Dontrell Willis's fortunes? The way this game started, it looked like he was going to get hammered and head to an early shower, but he settled in, pitched well, and then delivered the go-ahead home run. So it goes to the Reds bullpen. Yeah, here's the food fight.
Yeah, we were
just trying to do our own business over here, doing work, and this well started firing peanuts at us. So Brownie just loses it and throws all his paperwork at him.
Brian Bogusevic pinch hitting here, takes ball one.
There it is. There's Brownie.
Take that, Chris Welch. It is on, buddy. Bogusevic looks at it, and it's a 2-ball. Who said this wasn't a rivalry anyway?
I'm going to have to sneak over and give him a hot foot.
Bogey, a .220 hitter for 41 at bats, is 6 for 22 pinch hitting with an RBI. Looking at that one from Massett. Bogusevic started last night in right field. He was 1 for 4 with a double off Homer Bailey in the first inning. Dontrell Willis in 6 innings allowed the Astros 8 hits, 2 runs, walking 1, fanning 2, and giving himself the lead with a homer. How unusual is that? And a leadoff walk for the pinch hitter Bogusevic.
Willis will have to wait it out and see if his mates from the bullpen can hold this lead. Doesn't look good as Massett starts with a leadoff walk.
Jason Bourgeois is next.
Options now for Brad Mills. Wants to play straight sacrifice, maybe a little hit and run. He's got pretty good speed on first base with Bogusevic.
Bourge reached on an infield hit in front of the third baseman in the first. And a quick throw over.
Yeah, that was no just little flip to first base. He steamed that one over.
Reds bullpen has a 3.19 ERA with 15 wins, 20 losses, 21 saves, and 15 blown saves. Showing bunt, Jason takes it. It's 1-0. Jordan Lyles with another fine game in 7 innings, allowed 6 hits, 3 runs, didn't walk anybody. He hit a batter and he struck out 3. Just another excellent game for Lyles. Throwing 96 pitches, 64 for strikes. Bunted toward first base hard, and Votto will now throw to first. Safe at first. He looked at second, and then by the time he got the ball to the second baseman Phillips, Bourgeois had beaten the play.
That's a mental error there by Joey Votto. Will go as a base hit for Jason Bourgeois. Well, that's a mental error. He's got to realize the guy on first base can run a little bit, and the guy coming down the line can run a lot. You have to make that determination before you pick up that ball that you don't have a play at second base. Bang bang play could have gone either way, but you just don't want to put that into the hands of the umpire. Just get the out. Good hustle by Bourgeois, not quitting on the play. And the Astros are in business.
Really was. Yeah, he ran hard the entire way.
Yeah, a lot of times guys going down the line on a bump play kind of assume they're going to be an easy out.
Altuve is 1 for 2 with a sacrifice. And this one's not caught by Hernandez. No advance.
Well, when Bogusevic saw Altuve pull the bat back, he retreated to second base. Had he stayed committed to a secondary lead a little longer, he may have been able to advance on that ball. But you see, it's a bunt situation. He sees the bat pulled back, and he immediately starts back to the base. And by the time he does that, there's no chance to restart and get over to third.
Altuve looking at it. It's ball 2.
Because that is a vulnerable situation to be in as a base runner in this particular situation, because you're trying to get an aggressive lead to beat a force play at third, and you're always wary if the ball gets bunted through that they're going to take a shot at you with a pickoff throw.
JD Martinez is on deck.
They turn him loose here 2-0.
Yep.
Take a whack at one.
Bunting through that one. It's a strike, and it's 2-1.
The mechanics of his bunt there were almost as if he were trying to bunt for a hit as opposed to a straight sacrifice. And if he's up there to sacrifice, he should go ahead and square a little bit earlier and be a little quieter in the box. And the reason why I was thinking swing there is because you knew you were going to get a fastball. Well, not new, but yet strong sense you're going to get a heater in the zone there.
Taking that one, it's 3-1.
Right back in that same situation now as you were on 2-0. You're counting on getting a crippled fastball, and this is where you're tempted at least to let the hitter go ahead and take a whack at it.
Sam LeCure, a right-hander, is warming up.
The fear, of course, if you swing away, you could bounce into a double play, and that would just take you out of a potential big inning. But you like the speed on the bases, the chances to stay out of a double play.
Good bunt. Massett can't make a play on it. The bases are loaded, and the ball hasn't left the infield.
Astros are killing them softly. It's a Roberta Flack inning with a bunt, 2 bunts after a leadoff walk. Bottle fails to make a play. Massett kind of with a blown assignment because he's got to favor the third baseline there because the third baseman's looking to make a play at third. He's going to retreat to the bag. So the pitcher's got to favor the third base side.
Brian Price out, and the Reds are in a Smurf attack by the Astros with Martinez coming up next. Bases loaded, nobody out.
Maybe the last guy that Dusty Baker wants to see in the batter's box in this situation, given the at-bats he's had tonight. Home run, near home run off the top of the wall, and then a long fly out straightaway center field about 420 feet. Here's the home run. Had a couple strikes on him too.
So the long ball, and now back-to-back bunt singles. Altuve credited with a bunt single. Martinez the batter. He's 2 for 3. And rips that one by the third baseman Frazier into the left field corner. Scoring go to 7. Bourgeois on his heels. Altuve stops at third. 2-run double, and the Astros lead it. 4-3 Houston, and what a night for Martinez. He's driven in 4.
How about that? Gotta love JD. Biggest fan right now is Jordan Lyles' parents. Say yes,
Yeah.
yes. Give my son some runs.
Sharply hit. It was by Frazier before he could do much. 2-run scoring, and now runners at second and third, and Carlos Lee will be walked intentionally by Massett, who pitched here Monday night. The Astros are 4 for 7 with runners in scoring position in this game. It has all come unraveled for Nick Massett, who came in with a 1-run lead.
The bullpen has outperformed the starters for Dusty Baker this year, but not tonight. Solid by Willis, and not that Massett has been particularly bad other than the leadoff walk, but outs not made on a couple of bunts, and then the ball down the line by Martinez.
Jason Michaels is 2 for 3, bats with the bases loaded. And Martinez has driven in all 4 for the Astros. What a night for the rookie. It's his 5th major league game, and he's had a 4 RBI game.
And if the Astros hang on here, the guy you really feel sorry for is Greg Lucas, because he's not going to know who to interview. Martinez with his big night, Lyles with his first major league win. That is quite a conundrum.
It's on the horns of a dilemma with Sam LeCure coming in. It's 4-3 Houston. Back in a moment. now have taken the upper hand in this one, 4-3, and they have the bases loaded with nobody out in the 7th inning. 2 runs home. LeCure is 0-1. His ERA overall 2.34 as a starter and reliever. His ERA in relief 0.61 is the lowest in the league with 29 innings or more.
Good strikeout numbers for Sam. 45 punch outs in 50 innings, a 192 average against him. He's allowed 5 long balls in 50 innings of work. Ronnie mentioned has worked as a starter a handful of times this year, and he has the starting pitcher's repertoire. It's fastball, slider, curveball, and change. Probably tightens that up a little bit when he works out of the pen. We'll wait and see. Not a real hard thrower, just about average in terms of his velocity.
Jordan Lyles talks it over with his pitching coach. Jason Michaels has a double and a single in 3 trips. Bases loaded, nobody out. Jimmy Paredes on deck. Infielders come in tight. J. Mike looks at it. It's ball 1.
Do or die time now for the Reds. Can't afford to give up any more runs, so even though the bases are loaded, they'll cheat the infield in. Force play at every base. Soft line drive over that infield would be a little heartbreaker.
Oh, it would. Michaels hits a roller back to the mound. He goes to the plate. Hernandez throws to first, and it's a double play. 1-2-3. So LeCure comes in, gets the magic ball. One hopper right back to him.
The absolutely worst case scenario play from the Astros point of view, well, aside from the triple play.
J. Mike grounding into that double play, and now hopes that Jimmy Paredes can come through with runners at second and third and 2 outs. Paredes has 2 hits and a line drive to shortstop. What a turnaround in this inning as Dontrell Willis came up with the game tied 2-2. 2 outs, nobody on in the top of the 7th. Ripped a homer to give the Reds the lead.
The Astros might be able to throw a real big number up here and let Jordan Lyles relax in pursuit of that first major league win. It's still possible if Paredes comes through here.
LeCure talking it over with his battery mate Hernandez. LeCure pitching for the first time since Thursday at home against the Mets. The Mets swept a 4-game series in Cincinnati.
Well, kind of a book they have on Jimmy, but their thinking should be, look, we got a young guy up there who's going to be trying to drive these runs in. Let's maybe try to get ahead. Whatever you feel comfortable, get ahead with a breaking ball and then expand. See if you can get it into Chase. You got a base open and a right-handed hitter on deck.
Paredes leans back from it. It's ball 1 up and in. LeCure, a 4th-round pick of the Reds in 05 from Jefferson City, Missouri, and the University of Texas. He married a former Longhorn softball catcher. Barmas on deck. 1-1.
Started a fastball up and in, then a good off-speed breaking ball. That's the thing you wonder about with a young hitter. You know, just kind of went through the scenario where you're trying to guess along with what the Reds might do, but you're hoping, if you're Brad Mills and Mike Barnett, that the hitter goes up there with a similar game plan. How are they going to try to get me out here?
Popped up. Frazier backing. And the Astros grab the lead in the 7th inning, scoring 2 runs on 3 hits, leaving 2. And the bunt hits, 2 of them really helped in the inning. They lead it now 4-3, moving to the 8th.
4-3. Hey, you can follow the Astros with MLB.com at Bat11 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text @BAT to 31826 or go to Astros.com for details. Bill, back to you.
Thank you, Bart. Jordan Lyles watching now for the rest of this one. Brian Bogusevic has stayed in to play right field. Jason Michaels leaving after going 2 for 4. And the new pitcher, Fernando Rodriguez, is in Michaels' number 5 spot in the lineup with Bogusevic batting 9th.
Fernando having a nice year out of the Astros bullpen. His 25 games represent the entirety of his major league career, except for one appearance with the Angels back in 2009. Here with the Astros, 2-1 with a .260.
Ten straight scoreless innings for Astros relievers. Rodriguez working to Renteria, leading off the 8th. Shortening up, and the appeal goes down to Jim Wolf at first, who indicates he checked his swing. It's ball 1. Fernando worked in the Monday night 4-3 Astros 10-inning win, 1 hitless inning. He came in with the score tied 3-3 in the 6th. It's 2-0.
Leadoff walk to Bogusevic that got the Astros going last half. Got to get after Renteria here.
Renteria takes a strike. Lefty Sergio Escalona's warming up with Joey Votto on deck. Lefty hitter who's 3 for 3 in this game. Fastball is in for a strike, and it's 2-2 to Renteria. Fernando got his first career loss Sunday in Milwaukee, but had been pitching well. 1.76 ERA in his last 15 games. And the big hammer catches Renteria looking. 1 out.
You get the sense that Renteria was looking breaking ball on the previous pitch and looking fastball here, because he could not pull the trigger on either one of them. Clearly fooled by the breaking ball. 0 for 4 with a couple of punch outs for last night's hero.
Escalona warming up alongside Lopez, but Rodriguez in the infield shifting around. 3 infielders between first and second for Votto, who's doubled twice to right and then singled to left.
You may have heard this before, but this is a humbling game. Renteria proof of that tonight.
After the grand slam last night, what a difference. 2 balls, no strikes. Two and 1 to Votto.
Good call. A lot of umpires give up on that breaking ball. That one just kind of dropped right into the top of the strike zone.
And ball 3. 3 balls and a strike to Votto, with Phillips waiting next. Boston's batting in the bottom of the 9th, tied 3-3 with Cleveland. Jason Kipnis, another home run for the Tribe, number 4. Good looking pitch for strike 2.
Not only did he get a strike, get back in the count against Votto, now he's put Votto in a position where he can't really sit on anything here. That curveball command he has shown.
He goes back to it. It's a ground ball. Backhanded Altuve. Nice job by Fernando Rodriguez to get Votto for the first time tonight. Had the curve working.
It's sometimes difficult to command, but he made 3 pitches with it in that sequence against clearly the most dangerous man in their lineup and one of the best in the league.
2 outs, and it's Brandon Phillips, who singled in a run in the 6th inning to tie it 2-2. He's 1 for 3. It's interesting that Kipnis has come up for the Tribe and hit 4 homers already, and he played in the Futures game as well as Altuve, who has done well for the Astros, hitting better than 300 in his brief time in the major leagues. It's in the air to right field. Bogusevic making it a 1-2-3 Reds 8th inning. Varmus, Quintero, and Bogusevic due up in the bottom of the 8th. 4-3 Houston.
Kansas City to take on the Chiefs. Coverage begins on Friday, August 12th at 7 Central Time in high definition only on Fox. We move to the 8th inning here at Minute Maid, and for the call, let's go back up to the booth. Brownie and JD, guys.
Thank you, Bart. Another very interesting game tonight, and in this series, they've all been fun to watch. Sam LeCure prepares for the bottom of the 8th inning. Clint Barma's first up. Clint lined out to short with 2 men on in the first inning. He walked in the 4th and struck out with 2 men on in the 6th. Set the breaking pitch, and it's ball 1.
Clearly looking for a little redemption here in this at bat. Could find a way to reach, get a little something going, and the Astros could add an insurance run. That would be most helpful.
The Reds have Bruce, Lewis, and Hernandez due up in the 9th. In the air foul. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Nick Massett did not retire a batter. He gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, walking 2 with no strikeouts. LeCure came in with the bases loaded, nobody out. Got a 1-2-3 double play ball from Michaels and got Paredes on a pop. So he really has helped the Reds keep this within reach. Swing and a miss there on the high rider, and it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count for Sam LeCure. LeCure started a game in Cincinnati against the Astros early season, April 7th, against Brett Myers, giving up 2 runs in 5 innings, getting a no decision. In relief, he's pitched twice, total of 3 hitless innings coming into this one. Pitch is up on the fastball, and Jim Wolf rings it up as a strikeout. 1 out.
I was wondering earlier when you mentioned that Sam married a catcher from the softball team at UT. If she's preparing dinner and she asks him what he wants, does he shake her off, or does he just say no?
He might shake her off. Quintero is 0 for 3, 3 groundouts in this game.
It's probably a take charge backstop. So
yeah.
Fix your own dinner. Soft tossing right-hander.
Bogusevic's on deck. Line drive left field. Quintero's into his home run trot, and with good reason. Number 2. 5-3 Astros as Q goes deep, giving him 16 runs batted in.
Because when you've got 2, you know when you get it.
It went to the guy in the purple shirt. Second long ball for the Astros tonight.
Boy, and that comes at a good time. There's that insurance run. You're just trying to get ahead with a little slider. Just didn't slide a whole lot. Minimal slide, and then a pretty good ride.
It bounced around. The guy in the front row got it. Bogusevic is the batter. He drew a pinch walk leading off the home 7th. Came around to score the tying run. There's ball 1 to Bryan. Quintero going deep. Will give the closer, Mark Melanson, who's warming up, at least a 2-run lead for the 9th now.
It's such a big run. You got Jay Bruce leading off the top half of the 9th for the Reds. So that's a guy who could have tied this game with 1 swing of the bat. That potentially leads to a little bit of a tentative approach from Melanson and maybe a leadoff walk, but now he can afford to be very aggressive with Bruce.
Foul back. 1-2. Quintero hit his first home run of the season against the Pirates here July 17th. So he celebrated birthday number 32 yesterday and gets the home run the day later, and that gives him a 6-game hitting streak now. Good Getty up there and a strikeout. Number 2.
And you know what Dusty Baker's thinking?
What's that?
He said, we got a man that swung at a ball that bounced last time. I'll put it in play. Why are we throwing him a strike?
How about that? Jason Bourgeois has 2 infield hits, 1 a bunt single in the 7th inning. He's 2 for 4 and has scored 2 runs. Strike to Jason, who's been filling in out at the Astros Urban Youth Baseball Academy yesterday and today. And he and Jimmy Wynn have been talking leadership with the youngsters there. No balls, 2 strikes. Dodgers underway at San Diego. No score after 1/2 inning. Kansas City leads Baltimore 6-2. They're in the bottom of the 8th at Kansas City.
Jason's night, 2 for 4. He's got a swinging bunt, took a full swing and hit a little roller down the third baseline. And was trying to sacrifice last time up, and that turned into a base hit for him on a little bunt when Votto had a brain cramp.
He'll have to remember that the next time he lines out to the center fielder twice in a row. "12 hits for the Astros to 6 for Cincinnati. Houston has stranded 8. Reds have left 4. Little dribbler here. LeCure throwing to get him. And in the 8th inning, the home run by Quintero gives the Astros a 5-3 lead, moving to the 9th. Moving to the 9th inning now. Brad Mills brings out his closer, right-hander Mark Melancon, obtained in the Yankee trade for Lance Berkman, along with his third baseman Jimmy Paredes, both coming from the Pinstripers in that deal. And Melancon is 10 for 13 in saves this year.
Scoreless baseball, his last 3 outings, including 2 innings of 1-hit scoreless baseball on Monday. Picked up win number 6 in that game. The Astros beat the Reds 4-3. He's got a couple of tough lefties, in particular the leadoff man Jay Bruce, very dangerous. Then Fred Lewis to follow. Ramon Hernandez, the catcher, he's got legitimate pop. He's due up 3rd, so not an easy portion of the Reds lineup to deal with, but he's got a 2-run cushion.
And Melancon has a career ERA of 0 against the Reds for 9 outings with a 2-0 record. Total of 8 scoreless innings against Cincinnati. Jay Bruce is 0 for 3 as he leads it off here in the 9th.
Left-handed hitters have not really been an issue for Mark. They hit just .224 against him. They've hit 2 of the 3 home runs he's allowed. He does a good job getting that cutter in on him. There's one right there that stayed on the inside part of the plate for strike 1.
Mark threw 30 pitches Monday night with the 2 scoreless innings, giving him that win in the 10th. Fastball away makes it 1-1. Reds have won 10 of their last 11 series against the Astros. Astros are 4-8 in rubber games of 3-game series. It would be certainly a good thing in their clubhouse to enjoy a series win with all these young players. 1 and 2. Kind of validates the fact that even though some of them have only been in the big leagues for a few days, they can beat a club which won the division last year. Fouled, and it's still 1 ball 2 strikes. This is the final game of the season series in Houston, and if the Astros win it, they will get a split of the 6 games here. Paid attendance is 22,102. 2 balls 2 strikes. Melanson got a win here against the Reds on May 11th as well as Monday night in the 10-inning affair. That one's laced on a line to right field. A hit in front of Bogusevic, and the Reds will get the potential tying run to the plate in Lewis.
You didn't think it would be angst free, did you?
No.
Mr. and Mrs. Lyles?
No, they didn't.
Good swing there by Bruce, and just drops the head on that solid line drive single. Certainly could have defended it had Brad Mills opted to bring Escalona in to start this 9th inning. It's a little bit unconventional. Most managers just turn to their closer in this situation.
Ball 1 to Lewis. Lewis is lined to left and grounded twice to the pitcher.
Don't like the man on deck, Ramon Hernandez. He seems to do a lot of late inning damage.
He's clutch. Inside to Lewis, and it's 2-0 to him. Florida and the Mets were postponed tonight at Citi Field in New York. Cubs beat the Pirates again 1-0. An 8th inning run.
Solo home run by Starlin Castro in support of Matt Garza.
Strike 1. 2-1.
Pirates got another very good effort from their starting pitcher. Charlie Morton went 7 scoreless, but Chris Rhysop gave up that home run to Castro, and Garza and Marmol made it hold up.
Tough sledding for the Pirates these last few days. They've lost 6 in a row. A roller up the line. Melanson.
That might be a record.
Tossing to first.
3 consecutive 1-3s on your scorecard for Fred Lewis.
Might be. Bruce to second base. Hernandez the batter. Hernandez is 0 for 3. And yes, he has been there for those big game-winning home runs several times for the Reds, including opening day this year. 0 for 3 in this ball game. Aroldis Chapman is warming up for the Reds, and they talk about it.
Sometimes our memories don't jive with the stats, because at least in terms of batting with runners in scoring position, Hernandez has not been particularly good this year. How about a .188?
Surprising.
9 out of 48.
Yonder Alonso's on deck. Frazier due up next. Alonso's a left-handed batter. The Reds opened 2011 as Hernandez hit an opposite field 2-out 3-run homer in the 9th to beat Milwaukee 7-6. That's the way their season started, but now up to date, as you mentioned, 188 is his batting average with men in scoring position.
Beat the Astros, I think it was last year, with a home run to right field.
Now last year he hit 4 homers against Houston. Hit 400 with 8 runs batted in.
Handles the ball up quite well and drives it to right field.
In 2009, he had a game-winning homer off Jose Valverde.
He's cheating right now. He's looking in.
1-1.
He's thinking about popping one into the Crawford boxes to tie this ball game.
Yeah. But we've also seen him hit the ball hard to right field. That one's in the air, foul.
Well, you know, a smart veteran hitter, he realizes the situation. He's got power and the chance to tie the ball game. So early in the count, you can understand him looking and seeing if Melanson would make a mistake on the inner half, that he could pull into the Crawford boxes. But as the at bat progresses and you see strike one and then strike two, he's going to become a little bit more willing to just hit the ball where it's pitched.
Jordan Lyles' first major league win is on the line here. That's what makes it so tough for a closer. He well knows that. Melanson would want to be the first to help in that. It's been such tough sledding for Lyles with 11 starts without a major league win. Longest in Astros history to start a career. Up the middle, Barmas to his left. Good pickup. And a nice play for the second out. Bruce taking third. And it's going to be the pinch hitting Yonder Alonso now batting for Frazier.
Nice smooth play there by Clint as he glides over to cover that one up. This guy takes a pretty good whack at it.
He does. Got big time power. 3 for 8 this season in the majors with 1 RBI. Last year he had 29 at bats with the Reds, hitting .207, no homers, 3 runs batted in. First round pick in 08. Miguel Cairo's on deck. Pitcher spot due up. Ball 1 to Alonso.
4 home runs in this ball game. 2 for each side, and none of the 4 has more than 2 home runs all year at the big league level.
Yeah.
It's strange to see that on your box score in August.
This one gets by Quintero. No advance by Bruce at third base. The ball kicked back to him, and that's not an important run now. The Reds don't want to risk the final out of the game at home plate on a 2-run ball game here. 2 balls, no strikes.
Imagine Mark Berry, as Bruce got over to third base, probably said, no matter what, don't go on a ball that gets by the catcher. Unless it's rolling down, it kicks and rolls down the first base line, then go ahead. Otherwise, stay put.
Jordan Lyles and Jay Happ watching as the count has run to 2-0. Alonso had 12 homers at Louisville in 91 games this year. Started the bat there, and on appeal to the third base umpire, he stopped it. DJ Rayburn with a call. Now it's 3-0.
Representing the tying run, Melanson didn't want to give in, tried the breaking ball, almost got him to go. Alonso, I would have to assume, has got the green light here on 3-0. Miguel Cairo's come out on deck.
If he did, he should have hacked.
Yeah, that would have been one to get after.
3-1. Boston got a run in the last of the 9th and clipped Cleveland 4-3. Jacoby Ellsbury hitting his 18th. 3-1. There's a big cut. And 3-2.
Big swing, but a fairly long swing, and caused him to be late on that 3-1 fastball.
This crowd would really enjoy seeing Jordan Lyles be a winner tonight. And seeing the Astros win 2 of 3 from Cincinnati.
Pop him up right here.
Ground ball. Altuve cannot stop it from going through for an RBI single, and it's 5-4. Alonso driving in. Bruce, the pinch RBI single. getting Miguel Cairo to the plate as a pinch hitter.
And Bronson Arroyo is going to pinch run.
Arroyo, the starting pitcher on Monday night, is the pinch runner here. And it's Cairo. Cairo pinch hitting for Sam LeCure. LeCure in 2 innings, allowing 1 hit and 1 run with no walks and 2 strikeouts.
The Reds really don't have a guy on their bench you think of as a speed demon that could come in and steal a base for you.
Cairo with a fly ball to center. Bourgeois calling. And the Astros win 2 of 3 from Cincinnati. First major league win for 20-year-old Jordan Lyles, the youngest player in the major leagues right now. 7 innings of 6-hit 3-run baseball for Jordan Lyles, and Mark Melanson nails it down for him.
His smile says it all. Boy, he earned that. He's worked awfully hard, had a number of good starts, and finally things break his way a little bit. Gets just enough run support behind yet another outstanding effort to pick up his first major league win.
The Reds lead the majors in 1-run losses with 25. The Astros take this game to go 37-74 for the season, but a brand new start for a lot of these players with the young talent promoted. Jordan Lyles has been here for a while, and now he does taste victory for the first time as a major leaguer. We'll be right back.